Well, I have looked at this once before, but we're just going to make it look like we're fully unboxing it anyway. Like that. Excuse the random screwdriver and crisp packet over there. So here we have the laptop itself. It's in this here, in this foam. See, we've got some foam. Put it back in there for later. We have declaration of conformity for FCC rules. Boring. No one cares. Another bit of it there, I think. A quick start guide. Yeah, just talks about mouse gestures and stuff like that. Yep, easy stuff. Plugging stuff into a USB port, I think we can do that. Even Grandma can handle that one quite easily. It's being a general laptop, this is the kind of thing you might. So yeah, overall this laptop feels pretty good. It's got aluminium covering on here. The other underside's mostly all plastic, but she still feels pretty stiff. The keyboard feels pretty good. The trackpad's nice and large. The buttons are nice and tactile and clicky, which is cool. The only major downside to this is the 4GB of RAM that it comes with, and the mechanical hard drive. Yeah, you've got a whole terabyte, which is nice, but just having a mechanical hard drive means it's a bit less responsive. It's a lot slower in terms of CPU performance, but as far as clicking on programs and them opening is concerned, it's a lot slower. So I'll definitely recommend upgrading that to like a 500GB SSD, even though you've got less storage there. You'll have 500GB much faster storage, and you can put the standard laptop drive in one of those little USB enclosures. You can pick one up for about £5 off eBay. Then you'll have a portable hard drive as well. So yeah, that concludes this video. Well, there's something you don't see every day. It's serviceable. Look, there's a battery. It's removable, not soldered or anything like that. Absolutely brilliant. 41 watt hours, 11.4 volts for those playing along at home. Nominal, of course. I assume that's a free lithium cells. Standard SATA hard drive, you can upgrade that, and I recommend you do for SSD. That's a 1TB in this case. You whack that little thing in an external enclosure, and yeah, have it as a USB drive. Two RAM slots on here, so you can upgrade the RAM. 16 gigs, cheap and easy. There's your CPU cooler. Soldered CPU, of course. There's provisions for a GPU here. They haven't got it on this model. And there's the the memory. It's an integrated APU instead of having two separate things. Ryzen 3, pretty reasonable, as you saw earlier, about the same speed as an AMD Phenom from a few years ago, but that's a desktop. This is a laptop with really good battery life. So yeah. A USB board is replaceable as well, so if you destroy the USB, kid sticks a crayon or in it or whatever and messes it up, you can probably source this separately and replace it. This side, they're all part of the motherboard obviously, so if you do stuff one of these up, you're pretty screwed. But yeah, it's not a bad machine. There's provisions for a optical drive. I don't think we can fit one without changing this bottom case, because there's no cutout for it. There would have to be like a space in the case to fit an optical drive, and no, it just doesn't have that. Build ID, normal stuff. I just stuck that on there. In English, surprisingly. Obviously where it's manufactured. But yeah, it's not a bad little unit. That concludes this video.